All right, how's everybody doing? It's been a minute since I've streamed on my own personal setup. I've streamed on my channel frequently recently, but not from my desk. It's been a minute, but I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be back with some SCL Season 4 matches. I've adapted the Friday Night Lights stream package to adapt to the SCL. So here we are. We have a Week 2 matchup between UAH White and the South Carolina Gamecocks. And this is an important one for the landscape of Pool Number 2 or Group B, or however you differentiate the 4 pools in the SCL. Because South Carolina, one of the favorites, I think, to make it straight into playoffs. They're kind of fighting with Louisiana Tech and Florida State at the moment at the 2-0 mark. And then UAH White, an 0-2 start to the season, losing to the South Carolina B team as well. So there some interesting things could happen tonight, because UAH White, I think they've got their full roster back. They played USC Garnet with a sub, but we'll see if they're actually able to rebound, because an 0-3 start, I mean, you're losing to some quality teams, but still, it's not where you want to be in just a 7-round round robin format, because that 7th, 8th range in your group is going to start staring you down pretty quickly if you're too slow to get things going. But how's everybody doing? Welcome back to the Mr. Bepic channel. I'm happy to be here. I hope you can forgive the nasally voice today. My voice is usually a little nasally, but today it's actually very nasally. It's my my twice-a-year allergy bout. The changing of the seasons always get me. So that's what I'm dealing with today, and probably tomorrow on the main SEL broadcast. So I apologize in advance for that. But hopefully the quality gameplay will be enough to make up the difference to you. But I'm excited. I'm excited for this series. This was one Katz reached out to me about streaming, and I jumped on the opportunity to call this one, because UAH White, I think I had them finishing 4th or 5th in the group. Probably 4th, actually, now that I look at the rest of the competition. Starting out 0-2. I need them to bounce back just for the sake of my prediction. Because, actually, let's see if I can, while I'm waiting for the players to join, let's see if we can't enhance the stream quality a little bit. Get the bracket on stream. Alright, this is more difficult to do on the fly than I thought. Alright, here we go. See if I was able to do it. Okay, not quite. Never mind. Just take my word for it. Sorry. Hopefully you trust me. Hey, you're welcome, Sticks. I'm happy that you allowed me the chance to call this one, because this is going to be a good series. You did well on the other ones though, and you'll be back in the USC booth soon, right? Because I was enjoying sticking around your broadcast. Those first couple of who'd South Carolina play week 1? KSU and Houston. I enjoyed listening to those series. My earbuds are all fixed now. But all right, right now the landscape of Pool 2, which is it's kind of turning into one of the more exciting pools in the SEL right now. We got South Carolina, FSU, and Louisiana Tech all 2-0 right now. And then you've got, so that's kind of the top tier of Pool 2. And then you've got the secondary tier, which is the 1-1 teams. And I'm going to throw UAH White in there because I can't put them in the bottom tier with good conscience. We got UTK Black, USC Garnet, and UAH White. And then Houston and Kennesaw State, they didn't start out so hot. They didn't win a single game in week 1. And with their average ranks, I would figure that it'll be difficult for them to make it out, especially Kennesaw State. They're most certainly on the lower side of the SEL rank spectrum as a team. But Houston, they could pull an upset. And that's why I'm so worried about UAH White right now, because if Houston goes on a run, 1 week, has a really good Wednesday, UAH White could be going down a little earlier than I think they would like. You were a little weather last week, but you're so back. Heck yeah. Glad to hear it. I'll be looking forward to those South Carolina streams, especially on Wednesday. Because as much as I would love to pick up series that happen after the main broadcast on Wednesday, I'm just so hungry after those streams. Like, I gotta make dinner, and I love having bonus Southeastern Esports to watch, especially when they're series of stakes. Makes it even more exciting. Post-game interviews, all right, even better. So you're up in the production quality too, just like that. That's what it's all about for us solo streamers and casters, up in that production quality. Speaking of which, thank you for reminding me. I have this roster screen. Gotta throw up there. Got a cute little horse taking on the Gamecock. I love this one. I love it when the logos are back to back like this. Just fits so perfectly. So we got Cats, Og, and Solar taking on Space Captain, Taka, and Kozin. I would figure that these are the starting lineups. I'm not figuring anything. These are the starting lineups. But I don't know if anyone's playing with the sub tonight. That's something we'll figure out. Like, I didn't know when USC Garnet was taking on UAH White last Friday. I didn't know that UAH White was going to be playing with a sub there. And so I hyped it up more than it ended up delivering. So I'm hoping that Kozin's back in the lineup, Taka and Space Captain as well. Because, I mean, no offense to Bop. I just want the full UAH White starting roster. Because I'm eager. I haven't gotten to see Kozin play yet. I've watched Taka and I've watched Space Captain. But I would like to see this new form UAH White team play. I'd like to see it. So there you go. Cute looking mascots right there. Not intimidating at all. Oh yeah, turn up. I love the prediction. 9-0. I respect it. I respect it. I don't know. If it's starting lineup versus starting lineup, I think UAH White gets a game. Just one game. And it's gonna be the game where Og isn't playing up to like the team carry potential. I think that's what happens. That's my prediction though. I think South Carolina does have this locked up. Because as much as I'm talking about UAH White needs to get a series win, I don't think they're beating South Carolina. Like, on the flip side of my predictions looking bad if UAH White loses, my predictions also look kind of bad if South Carolina loses. I think I had them coming in first in this group with Florida State backing them up. So if August Flower Boost on it's over. All right, I'll be looking out for it. It's the players that use those crazy looking cars that always seem to perform the best. It's bizarre. All right, we're getting players in soon, hopefully. So we're 3 minutes behind schedule. These Rocket League players never on time. We going crazy tonight? All right, turn up. We got a lot of South Carolina support in chat. Where is all the UAH support gonna come from? You're welcome, turn up. I'm happy to oblige. But there no Charger fans in chat. No one coming out for their B team. I was hoping at least B More would pop in, say something, but we are stacked on the South Carolina side. That's another reason I would predict them to win. The fan support. It usually trends in that direction. Whoever has the greatest fan support is probably gonna be the best team. Fan vote? You want a fan vote? All right, I can do that. Let's get some Bepic points on the line here. There you go. Put those Bepic points down. Appreciate the follow. SJT, I appreciate it. All in. Alright. 1.1k. Someone's gonna have to vote for UAH White here. Alright, apparently Ogg's having some PC problems. So, SJT might be playing, apparently. Okay. Thanks, Josh. Alright, I'm gonna check on the teams real quick. So, ignore the lack of talking. Because I am sitting all alone. More all in. 2k down on UAH White. Am I going to have to get on my Twitch burner account and place like 10 points down on UAH White? Just so I have a chance at stealing all your Bepic points? Hey, it's not on me. I give you 10. Yeah, you split 10 between you guys. You could buy a whole lot of fan rewards with that. All right. Well, South Carolina all in the lobby. Ogg as well. SJT. You don't have to sub in yet, apparently. So now we're just waiting on UAH White. I did. I was on the Accrue broadcast for better or for worse all last season. That was a roller coaster of a team stream. I'm sad it's not going to be coming back next season. You were terrified of Accrue? Well, as an NRG fan, you should have been terrified of everyone last season. You never knew who that team was going to lose to. Yep, that's a fact. Always right there. I think it was the Winter Open, and we almost beat Gen G to place top 8. We almost beat, I think it was G2, we took to 4 games and had like 3 overtime games. Lost that series. V1, we got stomped on. Then we beat Team Axel. And then Gen G, there was a 0-second goal that led to an overtime loss in Game 3. That if we had won, we would have been on match point. And lost it from there. That was sad. Never quite recovered after that. But it was still a fun broadcast. I love RLCS team streams. There's nothing quite like it, being able to be that biased for a team in that kind of position. All right, UAH White is hopping in soon. I don't know why they're stalling, but they're almost here. We're getting going in a sec. Best of 5. For those unfamiliar, but I'm thinking all of you that at least have been typing are very familiar with how the SEL works. They're nervous. Maybe. I mean, this is a big series for them. I can't stress that enough. This is a big series for UAH White. If they can show some fight at the very least against South Carolina, then I think the rest of their season will be all right. Okay, everyone's in. Let's tab on over, get the music stopped, and let's get this series rolling. Both rosters, their full starting lineups. That's a big W already. But game 1, I've got them on Champions Field because why not? Already? Oh, okay. UAH White actually going to lose the kickoff. I thought that was an opportunity right there. But South Carolina couldn't do anything with it. I know there are a lot of South Carolina fans in chat, but for those that may not be completely familiar with this roster, the player you look out for is Ogg. He's made deep runs in at least one RLCS qualifier that I can remember where he made day 2 in the upper bracket, which you got to win your group. There are 16 pools in RLCS qual, so you got to be a top 16 team in the qualifier for a day. And Og's done that. Not many players can say that in the North American scene. But Cats and Solar, incredibly effective as well. But unlocking Og, definitely the best strategy. Not to say that South Carolina is one-dimensional whatsoever, because they're not. They can all hurt you. I'm sure you get what I'm saying. Here's Og and Solar setting up Cats for a shot and a goal. Full team play. And that was almost too easy. I mean, Space Captain was trying to cut rotation there, bump Solar off the ball, but what has worked a little bit in this game so far did not work right there. That aggressive rotation did not pay off. Og was on Rain when he made that run. I'm not sure if he was ever on Dark Horses. South Carolina, good start for them. And the full team involved, and now, once again, an opportunity here. Cat shooting far side, goes a little bit too high with the ball. So South Carolina, all the pressure they could ask for. UAH White starting off on the wrong side of the ball. Finally breaking out right now. But immediately pushed back into their defensive end. On that UAH White side, I mean, this is a fresh roster playing together. Space Captain was the sub for UAH White last season while they were having a lot of success, as South Carolina is going to put in the second goal. So I think UAH White's still kind of trying to figure it out rotationally. As Taka and Space upfield right there. Or no, that was Kozin and Taka upfield right there. Space Captain diving in. Actually, I don't remember who it was. My mind, it thinks the wrong thing sometimes. Misremembers moments. Either way, the rotations of UAH White not quite effective against USC at the moment. That's a creative way to get out of defense, though, and now Taka's off to the races. He was on UAH Blue for all of last season, I believe. One of the top players there. Come down to UAH White as the roster performed this season. Bringing in Kozin, the new recruit to the Rocket League program. So a lot to mesh together. A lot to figure out. Against a team like South Carolina, you really don't have much space or time or anything to figure it out. That shot probably could have been the third goal for South Carolina. This one as well. Cats over to Og. And the latter was certainly not expecting that extra touch from Cats, but Solar and Og linking up again, setting up Cats. Kind of a reflection of the first goal we saw from South Carolina. Doesn't find the back of the net, though. USC. All the offense, again, you could ask for. UAH White just trying to play in counterattack mode. Taka nearly dunking Cats there on the goal line, but not quite enough. Field domination, 70% to 30% in favor of South Carolina if you hadn't been paying attention to this game. Nice save there by Space Captain, but no one there for the follow-up. And South Carolina is dominating. Gotta give credit, though. That was a nice save by Space. Just a difficult ball to follow up if you're the last man on the goal line. So with 70 seconds now, UAH White finally make contact on one of those rotation back bumps. And it leads to possession. Maybe something to build on going into game 2. Forcing a mistake out of Solar. Double commit from Cats and Og. Kozin will play the ball off to the side, but Og gonna find a clear to a Cats that'll turn in an easy open net shot. Maybe not easy for you and me, but for Cats, that's as simple as it gets. Space almost got back. But 4-0. South Carolina, I think they are the team that we thought they were. This continues. 3-0 looking imminent. The 9-0 that was being heralded in chat by Turnip earlier. Definitely a possibility. They just don't stop. I mean, they're out boosting UAH White. 1,500 more units consumed. Field domination has stayed at a healthy 70%. Even ball possession, which is typically much closer than field domination, which the difference is the last player to touch the ball. So it's not just playing on your offensive side, it's playing behind the ball, having just had control of it, essentially. Even that is well in favor of South Carolina, about 60% to 40%. But a testament to the control that they can exert and their clinicality in offense. Goes in here. Another play where they just don't have the timing down on that third man challenge. I think he was either goal 2 or 3, where they were last back in rotation, moved up, and just weren't able to beat South Carolina the ball. And there I can forgive it a little more. Just because it's a tough read. You got to play aggressive at the end of the game. But regardless, didn't make it. And that kind of sums up that game 1 between South Carolina and UAH. 12 shots to 7 is the final tally, if you were curious. UAH White, they just got to figure out the possession game. Because if they allow that much time for South Carolina to go through their offensive motions again, Katz is going to drop another quadruple-digit score bomb. He had 1,028 for those that didn't see it before I quickly turned it back to my face in between games. So we'll see what the Chargers can do. A little bit of possession. I love that dump off though. Oh, that is so keen. And it turns into a goal as well. It was Ogden Solar there. Solar got the ball to Og's hood. He just takes it. Simple flick. I think Katz got the assist right there. I was so in awe of this setup. I didn't even notice who ended up giving that last touch on the ball. But either way, South Carolina is still making plays. And again, it's not just one player. It's not just the Og show. Like it can be at times. It is all three of them making a difference here. That demo from Og filling up Katz. Gonna head to the back wall. Couldn't re-stick his car to it though and get a flip. So UAH, they're allowed an out. They might be allowed a goal. No, says Solar. Coming down off the back wall, but this is awkward for South Carolina. This is honestly the closest that UAH White has gotten to scoring in this series. It looks like they will come up empty-handed. South Carolina hasn't yet found a clear, but they're trending in that direction. No UAH White setting up a little bit of an offensive at that midfield line. The ground pinch, though, enough to clear the zone for South Carolina. The Gamecocks right back to playing offense, right back to passing. Of course, it's Dog. 2 goals, 1 shot. Because that makes sense. Just Og things. Shooting 200% here in game 2. And another pretty good start, I would say, for South Carolina. They have been backed up a little bit more. Actually, UAH White has had the bulk of the offensive play, and they're going to get their first goal off the back of a little bit of that. I was checking out stats there. I got to see what happened. Solar bumped, demoed, Og beaten there. Katz was falling down from his play in the sky. Okay, UAH White on the board. And this is a start for them. If they can figure out the defensive side of the ball, keep the playmaking going, they're in a good spot, but I'll almost increase that lead right back to 2. Crossbar bailing out the Chargers. Now Cats, dunked by Kozin. That'll put UAH White back into an offensive position. Solar a light touch. He'll have time to get back to it. A nice demo and a team pinch out into a center ball. If someone was there, I would have called the series right there for South Carolina. If you're making plays like that, you deserve the win. But they're not quite to that point just yet where I'm calling the series. UAH White really fighting back here. 50-50 field domination, ball possession on the side of South Carolina. I think it's to be expected. As their on-the-ball controls, I think I would rate that higher than UAH White's. The Cat's awkward there. Solar had to bail him out a little bit. Now Space sending the ball downward. Doesn't find a teammate, but UAH an open net to shoot on. And okay. 2 unanswered from UAH White. Cats just overextends there on the near side. Thought he had a read that he didn't. And UAH White given another open net. Two minutes to go, though. And South Carolina can hit you very quickly. They have that much offensive firepower. Big reason why they have been at the top of the SEL since they joined in Season 2. Why they won in Season 2. Placed 3rd in Season 3 on LAN. And who knows, if Season 3 playoffs are online, they could have been back-to-back champions. I remember Cats telling me that the LAN struggle is something they have to iron out. But right now, online, being given some troubles by UAH White. It's not a common thing to see South Carolina dropping series or games in the group stage format. Historically, I think they've only lost 1 series in group play in the SEL. I'll have to fact check myself after this game's over, because I'm kind of glued to the gameplay at the moment. Oh, this is a good look. Oh, Og and Cats both missed the redirect, though. Well, this is a good opportunity for UAH White. A backflip, though, from Taka. Gives up what would have been the go-ahead goal. And if UAH White end up losing that, that's a moment you look back on. Still, South Carolina overextending in places they definitely should not be. This physical gameplay from UAH White catching them out as well. Gamecock players just being bumped off the ball. At least more possession, but now an opportunity in transition. Cats running low in the boost fund. Still gets the ball around Taka, who respected Cats so much he just dived in there. South Carolina on the right side to make a last-ditch effort to win this thing in regulation. Oh, Kozin downfield, looking center. Space is there. He can't put the shot on. And we get overtime. UAH White, the bulk of the possession in this game. Taka, double down, forcing a double commit on the defensive end for South Carolina. 2 of them, actually. That leads to an opportunity for Space. All kinds of awkward play on the goal line of South Carolina at the moment. Just can't seem to escape their zone, and they won't. UAH White taking a game from South Carolina. A great bump from Taka. Kozin gonna finish the game off. And alright, the series is tied. A 4-game set. Something I was predicting, but I was wrong in the fashion that UAH White would be winning. I thought it would be a game where Og doesn't play up to Og's standards. And he had 2 goals on 3 shots. They were both assisted by Cats, but I think that was honestly just the entirety of South Carolina kind of struggling to settle in the defensive end, because there were so many double commits, so many awkward rotations on their goal line especially, which usually a very composed team. But right there, UAH White capitalizing on those moments, turning them into 3 goals on 11 shots. And now, can they ride the wave of momentum all the way to an upset? Well, Space Captain certainly says yes. Talk will get the assist for this. It was just a dump-off pass that Space follows up and catches out the Gamecock defense. I'm going to take this moment to fact-check myself, see just how historically good South Carolina has been. 15-1 in group play is this South Carolina roster. They've lost just 1 series all time. But I believe it was to a UAH team. I don't have any way of fact-checking that easily right now while I'm casting and producing and all that, but I think it was to a UAH team. Either way, they're not on the ropes yet, still in a winnable position, especially when they're making plays like that. I think it's just trending in the wrong direction is all. Taka has to come up with a better touch right there. I think he was either trying to play it soft and keep control, not expecting Og to be right there, or just didn't get all of the ball. But South Carolina's back on the board. It's been a minute since they scored last. Looking to follow it up now. Solar's going to demo Space Captain. It's not a good first touch from Og, but he'll recover and find his teammate across the pitch. Solar back down to Cats. And now South Carolina just going back to simple Rocket League. Outspeeding UAH White. Winning some of these balls. And using straight up pace to get the ball center and score it from that position. 2-1. South Carolina back at it. They've recovered. Or so it seems. UAH. Okay, yeah, South Carolina's recovered. I saw the Chargers win that kickoff, and I was thinking, okay, what can they do with it? And the answer was take a hard 50-50 that bounces off the South Carolina back wall and then have Og downfield ready to score. And that's more like it from Og. Playing aggressively, trusting his ability to shoot. And now South Carolina very much back in the driver's seat. UAH White again, a short-lived offensive. Stark contrast to their Game 2 performance, where they were able to control a lot of the ball in their offensive zone. But now South Carolina's gone right back to playing the vast majority of the offensive numbers in this game. Thanks for the follow, Whisk. Much appreciated. Picking up a little bit of steam, though. UAH White got a little bit going right there, but a Cat's clear. Gonna toss the Charger back line into a little bit of chaos. Solar moves in to try and capitalize. Og over to Solar. Shot denied by Space. Now Cats a look to control. The game stays, and South Carolina right now are just playing to keep their lead intact. Not pushing too much forward in the offensive zone, but they're not turtling up too much in defense. That Cat's his professor in chat. All right. Well, whatever threatens players to perform better. I respect whatever motivation it takes. Seems to be working. Threat of extra homework, though. Cat's missing the double. Gonna leave it for Solar. Oh, and Solar clangs it off the post. Come on now. Your teammate's gonna give you that good a look. You gotta help him out, score it. But like I said, South Carolina, they've got a lead intact. All they have to do is just not lose it. Against the UAH White team that, barring one game performance in this series, has not been able to get anything going on their offensive side. A 2-goal lead is fairly safe as long as you don't make massive errors on one end or the other of the field. Oh, Cats. They're on the back wall. I thought I was going to do something wild. Yeah, he's got a chance to do something again, but just wasting time. See if he can force a mistake out of the UAH White defense. And this is more like the South Carolina that we saw in Game 1. Opportunity here for Kozin. Picks up the corner boost, but Solar gets the ball, gets it over space, and that should take us to the close of Game 3. South Carolina right back to their old selves. Big one for the road here for UAH. Space will chase the ball down. Nothing doing, unfortunately. 3-1. The final here. And it was not a scary 2-goal lead for South Carolina. Not a precarious one. UAH White really didn't threaten very many times after they went down by that 2-goal margin. And the stop and start, the off and on of this Chargers roster, it's a little concerning, but it works in their favor here at the very least. If they can start up again in Game 4, force a Game 5, anything can happen in that final game. But here we go. Appreciate the follow, Axe. South Carolina, big opportunity, and oh, it looks so easy when the ball is on his hood. He takes it from his teammate, says, "Let me have this dance." No, that wasn't even his team, that was Kozin. It looked like one of those plays earlier. I think it was Solar that dumped the ball from his control coming off the back wall onto Ogg's front hood, and then Ogg made the play. But hold on a second. UAH White not going to let me talk about USC too long. They win the kickoff, and Cats was just straight up beaten. Didn't know what Space was going to do. The little hezzy from Space Captain. Enough to fool the captain of the South Carolina team. O's looking for another. He's going to get it. Carries it from his own end. And polishes off the play with a score. Once again, Cats didn't have the read, and Solar just wasn't in the area. Tried to make the play off the back wall, but that's difficult even for a player of his caliber. That demo from Ogg should give Cats an opportunity to break out. Looking for Solar, but finds a hungry Kozin instead. Able to bite down completely on that shot. Was saved by the back line of South Carolina, but it gets UAH into the offensive zone. Damn, it's raining all over. This should be an opportunity for UAH White. Shot on, saved by Ogg. Space looking center, and Solar read it all the way. Intercepts the pass. And Ogg faking it. Leaving the ball for Cats, but Talk was on top of that play. Solar on this one. But the Chargers still get out. Still allow or the Gamecocks allowed that shot. And it does feel like more stop and start from UAH White, where they're in start mode right now. The engine revving, but giving up an open net. And just like that, the lead grinds to a halt for now. Must be content with a tie ball game, 2-2. UAH, I don't mind the aggression. It worked in game 2, keeping all that pressure on the South Carolina back line. It forced mistakes out of the Gamecocks. Just to be a little more careful, of course. You don't want to be giving up open nets. No one ever does. But I like the mindset. The physical, aggressive rotations that UAH White's employing right now to keep pace with South Carolina, who I'm sure are many people's favorites to win this pool. So any win from any team, maybe outside of Florida State, against South Carolina in pool play is an upset. But UAH White still has a lot of work to do if they are going to complete that upset. Right now, down a goal as South Carolina, they just refuse to go away. That offense of theirs, it's so effective. And it's never really flashy plays that they're scoring, which, I was going to go on another tangent, but UAH White, again, not keen on allowing that. Double commit from South Carolina, it's been killing them this series. And Solar's just not back, but that's not really his fault. Cats and Og have to be more careful with the ball if they're both going to be pushed that far up. And so 3-3. Tie ball game at the halfway point. South Carolina very close to putting in another go-ahead. UAH somehow surviving on their goal line. Good flick from Kozin. See what work he can get done in the corner. Ooh, space misread there. That allows Cats an out. Og. Pop back to Solar. Cool dunk space. Big opportunity for Og here. Taka intervenes. This is where things get dangerous for UAH White, when they allow South Carolina to play that much offense for that long a period of time. And they realized that, found it clear. Obviously always playing for clears, but there's got to be a sense of urgency in defense. Can't let Og set up plays like that, because he missed it there, but more often than not, he's going to be hitting it. Solar, he gets a second opportunity for South Carolina, and that's all he needs. Plays it off the UAH back wall. Just kind of pickpocketed the Chargers there. Makes it 4-3. South Carolina jump out to another lead. But it's been these kickoffs that have helped UAH White stay in line with the Gamecocks. But it's this kickoff that puts them down by a pair. Cat's a great challenge. Og's there to set him up. That's a goal for Og if Cat doesn't intercept. Doesn't matter either way. South Carolina, I'm sure, just happy with a 2-goal lead. Still time here. Solar's in a precarious spot. Beaten there, and space will be in the area to finish the play. There's another for UAH White. That's their 4th in this 4th game. But it keeps all you South Carolina fans out there on your seats just a little bit longer. On the edges of your seats. Uh-oh, Kozin in a tough spot. Beaten by Solar. Cats turns. Tried to finish the play. In fact, it might be still going. Pass back. Slows it down, and Taka will end things with 70 boost and a sidewall read. Cats, big miss. Og's alone. Space will take full advantage. He tried to recover, go for the in-and-out save. It was just a hair behind the play. Oh, he almost got that, and he knows it. That's a big equalizer. Final 30 seconds. We're tied at 5 apiece. Game 5 could be a serious prospect here. Oh, that's a big miss, though, and Og will be able to make up for his previous lack of a save. Solar sets it up. Og knocks it down. And as soon as the heart attacks for all you South Carolina fans arose, hopefully they dissipate for now. Though I can't promise a lack of any other heart palpitations in the next 15 seconds, as UAH White and the team refusing to go away in this game 4. But in 5 seconds, they need one. Cat's there. And the onus falls on Kozin's shoulders. Keep this play alive. Space Captain can't catch up. And despite a valiant effort from UAH White, South Carolina will be starting off the season 3-0. Not a bad beginning to their campaign to get back to the grand finals of an SEL season. Now split, because they missed out on it in Season 3. They were there in Season 2, won the whole darn thing. Now Season 4. It's a long road to win the whole thing. Gotta wait till spring to do that, but good start for South Carolina thus far. And you still get a trophy for winning the fall split, so there is prestige in this semester's worth of Rocket League as well. But GG's, South Carolina. It was a little closer, I think, than they might have been expecting. And all you fans, you'll get your channel points. No one actually bet on UAH White, unfortunately, so you're not going to actually get any channel points. But you'll get them back, so you don't lose anything. All right, well, I'm going to go raid a fellow caster friend of mine. Appreciate you all stopping by. Hopefully you can go say hi to him before you dip out for the day. But I will see you all tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central, on the HSV Gaming Oasis Twitch channel for more SEL Rocket League. So until then, thanks for watching on the Mr. Bepic channel. I'm sure we'll be back with some more at some point. Just not tonight. So see you tomorrow.